Alright, everybody. So, even though this review of Marvel's What If Episode 4 is a little late, man, I gotta tell you, this was probably the most interesting and heartbreaking episode yet. So, in What If Episode 4, everybody, Dot, Doctor Strange, tries to basically undo the absolute point that that caused the accident of his beloved girlfriend, Dr. Christine Palmer. But and 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 the night that caused Dr. Stephen Strange, a world-class surgeon, um, to 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 actually embrace his hero named Foley, uh, uh, and study the mystic arts, happened two exactly 2 years before the event of this episode, when Steve and Christine were supposed to be on their way to this gallop party for Doctor Strange, where he was to accept the uh, award for being able to perform a, a radical surgery that up until he didn't that up until he succeeded in doing it had never been completed successfully. And Christine tells Doctor Strange, "Boy, do, do you have something prepared, or are you just gonna wing it?" And Chris also tells him to try and not take everything so serious. After all, you did promise me a fine creme brulee, and forgive me, guys, I don't know if creme brulee is a champagne or a type of grape or anything. Anyway, the point is, uh, uh, on their way to an award party, uh, Stephen and Christine um, get 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 T-boned by a fellow motorist, and sadly, Dr. Christine Palmer does not make it, and so Stephen, being absolutely devastated, that's what drives him to to basically learn about the mystical arts, but but then he ends up realizing that despite his teachers, the Ancient One's warnings, that Doctor Strange becomes aware that he can travel back in time to try and save Christine from dying in the accident. But no matter how many times Doctor Strange tries the scenario over and over again, from 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 taking a different route to actually try to actually saying, fuck the party, let's just go home and get creme brulee and pizza for dinner or something, to even letting Dr. Christine drive herself. The end result is the same, and it's really on the 2-year anniversary of the accident that that took the love of his wife away. That's when Doctor Strange realizes that the sorcerer, Christ Christos, which was this legendary sorcerer, only he knew how to reverse an absolute point. So so despite so despite actually the ancient ones spirit warning him that that you cannot reverse an absolute point, or the world and the entirety of the universe will crumble. Doctor Strange's grief basically almost drives him mad, and he pretty much tells the Ancient One, "I have the power to try this now, and I'm not going to stop until I save Christine. She didn't deserve to die that night." So so right as as Doctor Strange is about to travel to the lost library of this sorcerer uh, that knew how to reverse the absolute point that took Chris to, to actually make it so Christine doesn't have to die. The Ancient One's spirit splits Doctor Strange into two halves. Basically the sane side of him and the bad side. And and what ends up happening is eventually he figures out that he has been split into two halves by the Ancient One, and, and that his dark half is finally um, locate absorbed enough demons to be able to have enough power to break the to actually stop to actually break the absolute point and bring Christine back. But the problem is the dark half of Doctor Strange needs the two of them to become one again for this to happen. And sure enough, towards the end of the episode, it does. But the same half of Doctor Strange has to realize, but before the two halves of him become the same person again, that because this evil half uh, uh, of himself has tried to bring back Christine so many times by undoing the absolute point, that the world and the universe is actually being destroyed around him because it disrupts the balance of, because it creates a time paradox in the universe. And it's literally like the entire world and universe is decaying around him. And 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 before the two halves of Stephen Strange do become one again, the evil half tries to tries to convince the good side of Doctor Strange, hey, the Ancient One and Kwam and everybody else, they didn't love her like we did. We have the power to do this. We can bring her back. And then after the two halves of Doctor Strange become one again, and Christine is actually brought back. And the Watcher actually does consider actually breaking his centuries and infinite infinite lifespan of a vow to never interfere with any situation, but the Watcher quickly realizes that since Steve ignored the words of his former master and teacher, the Ancient One, what's the point of even trying to tell him? So even as Christine's fading away, as the universe is being destroyed, along with planet Earth, Doctor Strange begs the Watcher, "You can fix this. Don't punish the world and the universe or Christine for me being so arrogant. Punish me if you want, but save the world and save the universe and save Christine." And then the Watcher says, "I can't do that. I'm not a god, nor are you, and you should never have tried to meddle, meddle in affairs that you cannot control. And and and, and, and even if I would be able to punish you, I can't." So Doctor Strange does end up seeing the world and the universe destroyed be, because he because he made a choice of grief, um, to instead of losing to, instead of losing his hands, the night of the accident that forever changed Stephen Strange's life, he tried to undo it, and it wasn't meant to be undone. And so for him creating the time paradox, he must pay by not only seeing Christine fade away one last time, as the absolute point being destroyed brought her back, but now he must die along with the universe, per the Watcher's sacred oath. And again, guys, this episode was wild and I loved it.